not seeing that result again.
Definitely helps out when the Death's talking about, I think it was Jorby that brought it. Hold on a second, this one might pinch in, and it will for Spider as it goes to the left post.
Well, we were talking earlier on about how version 1 had so much of the offensive pressure, but if you don't convert it, you leave yourself open for stuff like this to happen. And it is a goal out of nowhere, created by nothing.
Yeah, I think version 1 a little stunned there. Now off kickoff, this one might go in as Astro.
Bar the crossbar that Gimmick hit earlier.
Not a lot of passes with intent, a lot of clears with or no clears with intent coming out from Continuum, and that's what you're seeing version 1 pick up so many of these balls, and Com's just going to beat the man to the ball here. Torment's going to have a shot. Spider's going to have to clear it away, but here version 1 set up so perfectly to keep the attack on.
Where these shots are supposed to go. That's a miss from Spider. This is not the situation he wants to find himself in during his debut for the team.
Version 1 still eating up these balls in the midfield, and look at the space that Torment has to pick this one up. Torment's gonna knock it down to tie the game up with less than a minute.
And you got the feeling that it was always coming along, just it was not version 1's game when it came to their offensive production. Torment is the one that steps up, and they have managed to bring this back. Now can they use that to springboard for a couple more? Another mistake. Might have been called off actually by Aeon. It's going to be dropped down. Com one under his control again. I feel like Com showing off just a lot of patience. He realizes when he's got a bit of time. He also realizes that he's a little bit by himself right now. Infield pass. Gimmick immediately after being demoed can get himself in the way. Follow up as well. Great play by Gimmick. Might be able to get more from this as Gimmick will find a receipt.
You need help getting out. You can see nobody downfield, no passes. Any player in orange, as version 1 have done a great job to beat the first man and have another in support. Here comes another clear from Torment. This time Com's up, knock it down towards the net.
But it has been absolutely no issue at all in this game for version 1 to just transfer across field, and Com with a bump off the camera, and he manages to open up the space for Gimmick. Com goes hunting, Spider was confused, and it's Continuum who find themselves down a game.
So the bump happens, but Spider was in front of the ball the entire time. I'm not sure what happened, if he was misread something, or I'm not sure. Didn't go for the ball.
That maybe leave it?
He might have gotten a call. There's no reason not to go for that ball, but regardless, cost the team. And Continuum give up a pretty weak goal, it feels like here, especially after having to field so many great shots from version 1. That's the one that loses them the game, but it goes back to a bigger picture here for Continuum, because they did spend the majority of time on defense here, where it felt like version 1 had a lot of space to work with. You're even seeing here in the highlight, Aeon and Spider both rotating back to the net, no one there to cut off passes. Look at all the space that version 1 have in this highlight package, especially between the top of the box and the midfield. They have eaten Continuum alive. That's really where Continuum's struggling here in this game.
And we did see a little bit of a change as well. I think that goal might open up version 1's eyes to something that can work if they are going to play this far back on Continuum. Hey, start going for some demos, because they have been stood completely still on the goal line so often. It's not going to be too hard to just blast the ball long and then go hunting for one of them. So we get ourselves into game number 2. Just what can Continuum do a bit different?
Oh, no.
That's hopefully not a sign of things to come.
That's a painful one to watch if you're Aeon. He's got 90 boost here, and that's a tough challenge. He had to react to it. It came off that side of the corner, excuse me, a bit hard, and it's tough to read. And I think that was more of a reflex jump and flip rather than a calculated one. Unfortunately, kills the ball, and now Gimmick off kickoff's going to put a second one away to add some insult to injury.
This is going to feel so much better for version 1. Struggled to score in the last game, and now they're scoring for fun in this one. 15 seconds gone, 2 goals up.
Disaster.
Yeah, this is falling apart for Continuum very quickly.
It's a disaster start. You know, you feel the pain of the last game. It was a weak goal. Now you're down by 2 in the first 20 seconds. Version 1 still knocking on the door. And for Continuum, they're going to need some major changes here. It could be Spider, as he takes too heavy of a touch.
Block again by Com, who has had a lot of success when he's had Just a chance for an individual play. Spider looks for an awkward angle. Com will not allow it. There's just nothing available right now for Continuum. Can't even cast our minds back to the goal that they did score. It wasn't from any sort of setup on their own part. It wasn't extended pressure. It was just one of those sort of goals.
Right.
And that's not something that really indicates, hey, this is a team that's looking in great shape for this series. As Spider looks to try and drop down. Didn't quite have the boost to try and react and put that one past Torment. Next shot will be put long as Com almost managed to score the own goal if he did make contact.
But this is good pressure for Continuum. They're going to give it up here, but this was a great offensive drive for them, and really probably one of the better ones that they've had in the entire series, even in the last game. And here comes some more pressure. Torment got bumped. Gimmick's got to make the save off the post. Astro's shot turned away by Torment as Continuum starting to heat up here on offense.
And Spider was after the demo on the goal line. Couldn't quite find it. It was there. Then that was going to be at least 2-1. Instead, with just over 3 minutes remaining, they are still 2 goals down. That's not the touch that Aeon wanted. Com, they did not have the infield passing option. Instead, Torment coming in late. Will the version 1 need any of these goals just yet? That's it. Will be put over the top. Torment has a bit of time. He's going to try and take up the wall, force the challenge, and allow the team to reset off the demo. So far, version 1 playing the clock fantastically as here comes Torment yet again. Look for another air dribble. Torment just lethal in the air right now.
And Continuum still giving him the space to do it.
That was all too quickly. Version 1, even despite that, weren't even phased.
And pay attention to the version 1 offense. Hold on a second.
I think they might need to pay attention to Torment, who was very obviously telling them, hey, I'm coming in. No? No one? All right, fine.
Nobody challenges their Astro men on the Continuum side, and it's letting version 1 have more and more pressure downfield.
Oh, there's another huge demo. 4-0. Version 1 making a statement here in this game. Torment has himself a brace. And so far for Continuum, this has been a nightmare. Really has been nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
And more to your point, Corelli, keeping an eye on the Continuum clears, it just feels like they don't quite know where to put it. Every single one of them so panicked. When they do finally get a chance to clear, it's directly...
The experience from players like Torment and Gimmick who have taken advantage of the space. Here's Gimmick again. Oh my goodness.
Able to move on in. There's one thing I am very curious about, Corelli, and it's something that we have unfortunately not been able to see enough here, is Com looks to find his highlight reel. And there is him announcing his spot on version 1.
And look how much time and space he has. This is an extremely slow flip reset. Yet no, but Spider from the back post is where he is on the field. It could be his own corner. He'll take it himself.
Gimmick has got like the emergency button, but is only allowed to press it when his team is very much in control of the series. Can just shatter the glass, hit the button. In no emergency, unlock air roll.
And here's the thing, he's good enough to do it too. I mean, there's no, we're not criticizing him because he is doing it. He is absolutely phenomenal at doing it. It's just funny because throughout this game so far, it's been a very controlled effort from version 1, a very conservative effort even. I wouldn't even say that they've really overextended much.
Fantastic.
Your new players performing. I mean, everything's going right. Fireburner, I think, is happy to see it.
Over off the backboard. Still 1 goal is the difference. Continuum having a better showing so far here in game 3, but Com gets Spider. Don't need to be. They want the lead. They don't need to overextend. Aeon can't quite continue here as Com will avoid the demo attempt. So a couple of new things being tested out here for Continuum. None of it working so far.
They're out shooting. Or in this game, excuse me. They're out shooting version 1 at the moment. Great fake by Astro, but his touch is a bit too heavy. Cuts it back, almost gets by Gimmick. Spider shot staved away by Gimmick again, coming off the back wall.
Clear. Spider, I think he wants the backboard. He saw both Gimmick and Torment, who are both ready for it. Infield pass. It's over Spider, and Com pre-jumps the save. Up comes Aeon. Crossbar down. And that very much illustrates how this series went for Continuum. Version 1 will move on through to the next round, having conceded only 1 goal.
Wow. And I think that's the best game we saw from Continuum. Some great opportunity there for them, especially at the end, of course, but throughout that game as well. But version 1, we can't sing their praises enough here. I think the expectation was they were going to come out and win this series. That they did, and I would say in convincing fashion as well.
We all expected. The Chiefs, what were you doing, mate?